working people in the middle of a pandemic, not an open seat on the high court.
Fox Business Network's Hillary Vaughn. Well, phase 4 coronavirus stimulus negotiations have resumed between Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy says he's hopeful a bipartisan deal will get done, but he believes Speaker Pelosi is only going to prolong things.
We would like to see a COVID relief bill, one that is bipartisan. Unfortunately, having done 4 of these relief bills, there always seems to be a common denominator. When Speaker Pelosi gets involved, it always gets delayed. And in this last COVID relief bill that we've been trying to do, she's been the driving force behind it, and really the driving force of not having it happen.
A new poll finds Virginians divided on whether Confederate statues should come down.
The poll shows Virginians are nearly evenly divided on the fate of Confederate statues across the Commonwealth, with 46% supporting efforts to remove the Confederate statues and 42% opposing the removal of the Civil War icons. The poll by Hampton University and the Associated Press found a similar divide on the renaming of streets and schools that honor Confederates. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Facebook merging its Messenger chat platform with Instagram in a push for privacy.
Facebook integrating Messenger and Instagram, allowing users on both apps to chat with each other. Users have to opt in to the cross-platform messaging, so Facebook is offering new features to encourage it. Those who join will be able to send selfie stickers, disappearing messages, and watch Instagram videos with friends during video calls. Facebook announcing plans to merge Messenger, Instagram, and WhatsApp last year. The goal to have a privacy-focused, unified messaging system and enable end-to-end encryption for all messages sent between the 3 apps. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Ahead of the close, the Dow's up 330 points, the S&P 500 up 27, the NASDAQ up 82. WMAL traffic and weather next.
Set up your Amazon Echo to hear Mornings on the Mall weekdays 5 to 9 a.m.
How does it work?
For one-time setup, say, Alexa, enable WMAL skill. Then to listen, just say, Alexa, open WMAL.
So helpful.
Details at WMAL.com.
Hi, this is Jay Farner, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. We can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so when you call 8338-ROCKET or visit us at rocketmortgage.com to start your refinance, you'll be well on your way to saving money every month. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.375%, APR 3.59%. Right now could be a great time for you to take some positive financial steps forward with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, which could give you the boost that you're looking for. In addition, we may be able to help you refinance with little or no out-of-pocket costs. At Rocket Mortgage, we're committed to every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, giving you the best mortgage experience. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Rates subject to change. Pay 1.875% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Join GDIT to own an impactful career delivering actionable intelligence, enhancing collaboration through technology, or transforming legacy applications. Apply at gdit.com/careers. GDIT is an equal opportunity employer, disability veteran.
WMAL traffic and weather. Here's Ed Rodriguez in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
This report sponsored by General Dynamics Information Technology. Let's go back to the Beltway and the Inner Loop. It's jammed now from Georgetown Pike and McLean to River Road. Then we've got stop-and-go traffic from Old Georgetown Road around to the Mormon Temple. On the outer loop, we're seeing slow traffic from 202 in Landover up to Route 50 in Lanham. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL ABC7 Storm Watch forecast.
It is a beautiful early evening. Get out and enjoy. The air is dry, lots of sunshine until the sun goes down early, right around 6:54. And then we're going to have clear skies tonight, dropping into the 50s on your Thursday. Another great day, low 70s. Some increasing clouds later in the day, but we should be dry. I'm ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bill Kelly from the Stormwatch 7 Weather Center.
71 in Reagan National. I'm Maria Leaf on Washington's Mall, WMAL.
Now, the Larry O'Connor Show.
It is 4:07 WMAL. This is where Washington comes to talk. We got Shannon Bream from Fox News Channel. Get her reflections on the Supreme Court nomination process, confirmation process. Amy Coney Barrett's about to go through. She's seen it all. She's covered the Supreme Court for quite some time now. Chuck Ross, Daily Caller News Foundation, joins 5 o'clock hour to talk about James Comey's testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee and recent revelations about Obamagate. Right now I'm talking to you. 888-630 WMAL about the debates. Who won them? The president gave some remarks earlier. President Trump thinks he won the debate.
Ready.
Breaking. President Trump thinks he won. Oh, also, Joe Biden, he thinks he won the debate. Breaking. I'll let you hear a little bit from the two candidates in a moment. And also, we do know now from the Presidential Commission on Debates that they are going to be
the distance to the pin is 135.5 yards
to the upcoming two more remaining debates, I should say. According to Norah O'Donnell, CBS News, she is rating. I don't know how reliable Norah O'Donnell is, but I do like her husband's restaurants. Exclusively reporting now 30 minutes ago, CBS News has learned the Commission on Presidential Debates plans to issue strict new rules in the coming days that include cutting off a candidate's microphone if they violate the rules. According to an inside source there, that's fascinating. Who decides? I want to know who it is that decides that that person has violated the rules. Now we're going to cut off their microphone. Will it be Candy Crowley? This is just a dangerous game. All right, your reflections on last night's debate. Did it change anyone's mind, do you think? Have you met anybody today who said, well, now that the debate is over, I think this is how I'm going to vote. I wasn't going to vote this way, but because of the debate,
to the pin is 38
does that person even exist in our universe? 888-630 WML. Here's the president today.
By every measure, we won the debate easily last night. I think he was very weak. He looked weak. He was whining. We won the debate by almost every poll that I saw. If you look at the various polls, I looked at about 6 of them. We won every one of them. So, no, I don't mind debating him. I hear he wants to get out of the debates. I don't know. That's up to him.
That's
the
up to
distance
him.
To the pin is 184 yards.
It is amazing how many journalists are encouraging no more debates. These are the people who are in the business of news and information and informed discussion about politics, and they don't want any more debates. Joe Biden, for his part, he had a lot to say.
President keeps talking about, what's he call it? This, he has some name for our platform. I can't remember what it is. It's the manifesto. Thank you. The manifesto.
Wow, thank God there was a reporter there to help him out. Yeah, that wasn't somebody on his staff helping him. That was I guess it was somebody auditioning to be on his staff.
The distance to the pin is 71 feet.
And that's where we are. That reporter there, that woman, oh, you mean manifesto? You mean manifesto, Joe? It's manifesto. She'll be the debate moderator next time around. That's the problem. All right, your reflections on the debate, 888-630 WMAL, reforms that could be made. Who do you think won? Who do you think lost? Do you think any minds were changed on all of this? And back to the president's point here. Listen again to the very beginning.
By every measure, we won the debate easily last night. I think he was very weak. He looked weak. He was whining.
The distance to the pin is 44 feet.
So, and he could be right. He is partly interpreting his victory, or what he believes was a victory in the debate last night, based on the fact that he looked strong and Biden looked weak. Well, that may be true. I mean, if that's what you're looking for. I mean, is that what voters are looking for right now? Was that the most important thing coming out of the debate? Clearly, I think that was the president's strategy, was to get him off guard, throw him off guard, jar him a little, make him look befuddled, make him look weak, and make the president look strong. And I've gotten text messages and tweets from people that say, this is what I want in a president. I want a president who's going to go on the offensive and be strong and that sort of thing. Are those the voters that are going to make the difference? Is that what they're looking for necessarily? Somebody who will be strong. If that's the case, that's what they got last night with President Trump. What do you say? 888-630 WMAL. How about Jared in Dunkirk, Maryland? Jared, you're next up on WMAL.
Hey, Larry, how are you?
I'm good. What do you think of last night's debate?
I'm undecided. I was hoping Biden would fall on his face, but I don't think he absolutely fell on his face.
The distance to the pin is 477.8 yards.
Like the gentleman before was saying, he started, getting fuddled, and then the president would jump in and kind of stop him from
bail him out. He threw him a lifeline. Yeah. It was very frustrating for me. It really was. Yeah.
But as far as the structure, it's interesting that the commission came out with that they're going to be able to cut their mics off. My thought was, find the most down-the-middle moderator you can, give them a toggle switch, stick both of them in a booth, and then give them their chance. And I only want to hear, at this point, I'm over the name call and I'm over the personal attack. I want to hear policy. I want to hear stuff that's substantial, that's, changes, directions, everything like that. And give them the little toggle switch, give them their time to speak, give a rebuttal period. But the second they start going off on, another tangent that's not on that topic, and flip the switch. And
hey, Jared, I hear you, and I think a lot of people would agree with you. I am curious, quick follow-up with you. When you say you're sick of the name-calling and the personal attacks, who do you mean?
It's either or. I mean, I am diehard going to vote for, President Trump. But at this point, I almost feel bad for Biden because I feel like he's being used by his party.
The distance to the pin is 38 feet.
The guy, he's you've got an almost octogenarian,
I hear you, Jared. Listen, he made this Faustian bargain. Don't feel bad for him. Just remember what he did to Robert Bork. Remember what he did to Clarence Thomas. Remember how he campaigned against Paul Ryan and Sarah Palin, and all of the things that he said about Mitt Romney. Don't feel bad for him. I absolve you from any guilt. Jared, thanks for the call. It is interesting. I heard a lot of people say that, this whole debate was crazy. I'm so sick of the name calling. There was only one candidate calling names. Only one candidate. I didn't hear Sleepy Joe out there. I didn't hear Trump call him Sleepy Joe. I heard Trump call the president a clown. I heard him call him a racist. I heard him call him the worst president in our history. I heard him call him this guy all the time. There was one man name calling. It is really funny. It's like, both these people were terrible. Listen, there was a lot about Trump's behavior that you may not have liked, but it wasn't name calling. It wasn't name calling. Don in Woodbridge, go ahead, Don. You're next up on WMAL.
Yards.
Hey, I'm a Trump supporter, so I think he won. But I have a suggestion for them. When chess players play, they have a time thing there, and when one is contemplating a move, his time is running, and when he makes his move, he hits the button. The other guy's time starts. So if a moderator says, okay, the subject is whatever, Mr. Biden, Biden could talk for 10, 12 minutes if he wanted to, hit the button, and then Trump starts speaking with his time running, and somewhere down the line, you cut it off.
Right, because you're out of time. You used all your time.
No, it's not out of time. It's if someone has talked 8 minutes longer than the other one total, that one gets the final 8 minutes of the whole debate. The moderator can change the subjects. And strict rule, no interrupting. Let the person finish, hit the button, then it's your turn. That's very equal and fair. There's no subjectivity to it.
And they have control over it. It's not some third party whose judgment or bias might be called into question. The candidates control the time. Yeah, Don, I like that idea.
The distance to the pin
All right,
is 72
more in a
feet.
moment. 888-630 WMAL as we reflect on last night's historic debate. One for the books, that's for sure. Who won? Who lost? Did anyone win? And what would you do to change these debates going forward? 888-630 WMAL. It's 4:15. WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the fives. Here's Ed Rodriguez.
The distance to the pin is 26 feet.
I-66 seems to really be staying busy this afternoon. Westbound, we still have traffic starting to slow right about the Beltway up to Nutley Street, and then another delay from the Fairfax County Parkway to Route 29 in Centerville. We have an eastbound delay, too, that starts right about 123 in Fairfax down to the Vienna Metro stop. Then you slow again inside the Beltway from Washington Boulevard down to Fairfax Drive, where they have a left lane blocked for road work. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL ABC 7 Storm Watch forecast.
It is a beautiful early evening. Get out and enjoy. The air is dry, lots of sunshine until the sun goes down early, right around 6:54. And then we're going to have clear skies tonight, dropping into the 50s on your Thursday. Another great day, low 70s. Some increasing clouds later in the day, but we should be dry. I'm ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bill Kelly from the Stormwatch 7 Weather Center.
Right now it is 71 degrees, 417.
The Nation's Gun Show is back this weekend at the Dulles Expo Center in Chantilly, Virginia. 900 tables. Get your supplies while you still can. The Nation's Gun Show, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Info and coupons at thenationsgunshow.com.
In business, things move quickly. You have to be ready to shift, pivot, adapt, then do it all over again. Comcast Business gives you fast, reliable internet on the nation's largest gig speed network. And for a limited time, you can also get fast shipping with Amazon Business Prime Essentials. Wow, that was fast. So no matter what comes next, you can do more than bounce back. You can bounce forward. Help your business bounce forward with this amazing new offer. Get started with powerful internet for $69.99 a month for 24 months with a 3-year agreement. And ask how you can get 1 free year of Amazon Business Prime Essentials on us. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go online today to find out more. Offer ends 11/15/2020. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 100 megabits per second internet customers only. Early termination fee applies. After 24 months, monthly service charge increases to $99.99 a month. Equipment, installation, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change.
The distance to the pin is 415.6 yards.
I just bought a house recently, Meredith and I did, and for our mortgage, of course, we called my friend Mark Livingstone, Cornerstone First Financial. That was only 4 or 5 months ago. And so, I'm sitting pretty right now. I got a great rate. I'm in the house. Everything's good. I'm looking at the refi conditions right now. I'm looking at the latest, the rate on the 30-year fixed mortgage. It's the lowest level in 50 years. I'm thinking, dang, I got to call Mark again. Is it too soon to refinance? Well, maybe not, because Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they've enacted a refinance fee. It's adding about a half a point origination to all refinances. It starts this fall. So if you're thinking about this, or you're on the fence, if you're considering it like I am, act now before that half a point sort of messes things up, all right? Isn't that typical that an outside force here is going to mess things up? Cornerstone First is who you want to call. They're a mortgage broker and they're a lender. They guarantee to meet or beat any competitor on this station, so you can allow them to do all the shopping for you. And that's the beauty of this. You call Mark. You have literally nothing to lose here. Call Mark Livingstone. Call Cornerstone First Financial. Tell him your situation. Tell him what your rate is. Tell him how many years you got, what your equity is looking like, and then you're done. He does all the work. And he'll call you back and he'll say, hey, good news, I saved you money.
31.8 yards.
Or he calls back and says, yeah, you're sitting pretty, you're good. That's it. Why wouldn't you do that? Call him right now. 202-625-1221. Make that call. We have only great things to gain out of this. 202-625-1221. Or go online. It's cornerstonefirst.com.
Live and local. You're listening to The Larry O'Connor Show.
The distance to the pin is 43 feet.
The Green New Deal that the president keeps trying to talk about, it's not a bad deal, but it's not the plan I have. That's the Biden Green Deal. That's what it's about.
The Biden Green Deal, not the new Green Deal. That'd be the old Green Deal, I guess. Of course, the Green New Deal, which he says now is not a bad deal. He also said last night that it's going to pay for itself, but it's not his plan, although it is on his website that that's what his aspirations are. And his running mate, Kamala Harris, actually authored the Green New Deal bill in the Senate. What was that moment when Joe Biden said, I'm not supporting the Green New Deal? I wanted to have an isolated camera on Kamala Harris's face at that moment. Right? Like, zoinks? Wait, what? Although, honestly, the inner monologue is, okay, Joe, you just say what you've got to say, all right? That and that brings me, and I'm going to get to more of your calls, but there's been a lot of analysis here. My friend Dan Bongino was on Fox last night making this case, and I think I heard Rush make this case too earlier today. And by the way, far be it from me to disagree with Rush Limbaugh or Dan Bongino, but they were saying, this is a base election. It's all about motivating your base. And but Donald Trump, by forcing Joe Biden to disavow the Green New Deal, remove himself from socialized medicine, talk about how he beat Bernie Sanders, and all these other things.
The distance to the pin is 329.4 yards.
The base.
I
mean, that could be true. And again, far be it for me to contradict those two geniuses, Rush Limbaugh and Dan Bongino. I've always thought in my mindset that a big part of this election is going to be won or lost by maintaining those voters who voted for Obama last time, then voted for Trump, and now, well, Biden's going to try to come back and get those voters back. I don't know if this is necessarily. I mean, you are the base for Donald Trump.
The distance to the pin is 71.2 yards.
You've been ready to vote for a year, 2 years, right? And if there's one thing we know about the base for the Democrats, as articulated by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren or any of them, they are mercenary. They know very well that Joe Biden isn't one of them. They know that. They've known it since the moment they all stood down and stood back and allowed him to get the nomination.
The distance to the pin is 32 feet.
Kamala Harris knows that Joe Biden is not one of the radical lefts. He's just there. His job is to win. And the radical left, the Democrat base, they are mercenary. And they just want power. And when they get that power through the guise of Joe Biden, that's when they do what they want to do. They're not going to be like, well, I'm staying home now because he wouldn't pledge allegiance to the Green New Deal. I don't see that happening. Again, I could be wrong. But we shall see, I suppose. Your reaction to that, what do you think? 888-630 WMAL. How about
the distance to the pin is 423.2 yards.
You're on WMAL.
Hey, hi there. I'm a Trump supporter, but I was really disappointed in the whole debate. First of all, I don't think he was given good advice going into it. The Trump supporters are going to vote for him either way. The Biden supporters are going to vote for Biden either way. He had a golden opportunity right here to get in the middle. Like, for example, when Biden spoke about the forest fires because of climate change,
the
which is a big
hope. The distance to the pin is 157.6 yards.
There's no forest fires in Russia that has more fires. There's no forest fires in Canada. It's bad management pretty much, and on all the points, for example, on race relations, what he has done, prison reform, black entrepreneurship for young African Americans. I'm a mix. I'm half Indian, half African American, but from Guyana. But anyway, all the programs he has done, he could have laid it out. I mean, I hope someone's listening. I hope one of his advisors are going to advise him. He needs to get, he had a golden opportunity with his aggressive attitude and stuff like that to go after Biden on everything he has done. But he didn't come up with it. I mean, I'm sorry.
Mahendran, I share your frustration. There were a lot of... Listen, I think the president did make the most of many opportunities. I do. I think that he did actually say, we did this, we did that, we did that. He could have done more of that, frankly. He definitely had a strategy. And it was to knock Biden sort of off kilter and get in his head a little bit, and clearly to sort of force him into this place where he has to either, subscribe to a far left. Because that Trump was trying to do that because he said, well, you just lost the base. You just lost the base with that one. You just lost the base with that one. So he was trying to do that, clearly. Just don't know if that's where this election's going to be won. Who knows? We shall see. Thanks for your thoughts on that, Mahendran. It's 424 on WMAL.
Washington's Mall, WMAL, where Washington comes to talk.
Larry O'Connor here for EMP 180 weight loss. With everything going on, there's never been a better time to get healthier in every way possible. Here's just one out of hundreds of our listeners who found success with EMP 180.
My name is Kevin, and I would highly recommend EMP 180 for anybody who's thinking about losing weight. One of the best things about working remotely with EMP was that I could do it in the privacy of my own home. What I need to be eating, when I need to be eating. For me, it has been the only successful way to lose weight. I've lost over 22 pounds.
Get fit before the holidays. Call EMP 180 today for their specially priced 6-week, 6-pack weight loss and wellness package. Boost your immune system, feel stronger, and be empowered to live a healthier life. Go to EMP180.com or call 855-888-0180. That's 855-888-0180. EMP180, empowering a healthier you. It's 425 WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the 5s. Here's Ed Rodriguez in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
We've got big news about the Siouxland Parkway right now. They've shut the outbound lanes of the Siouxland Parkway off completely between Branch Avenue and Silver Hill Road. for a serious crash. Inbound traffic's getting in fine on the Siouxland Parkway. This backup extends all the way to Stanton Road. We're still having a hard time northbound on 395 with that crash on the 14th Street Bridge. It's in the right lane. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL ABC 7 Stormwatch forecast.
A beautiful early evening to spend some time outside. Clear skies. It will be chilly. We're going to drop on down into the mid to low 50s tonight. Then during your day Thursday, up to about 71. We'll have sunshine in the morning, a few clouds in the afternoon. Tracking our next weather maker coming in Thursday night and into Friday. I'm ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bill Kelly from the Stormwatch 7 Weather Center.
Right now, 71 degrees in the nation's capital at 427.
Hey, Prime members, join in on the Prime Day fun and spend $10 at Whole Foods Market, in-store or online now to get $10 on Amazon for Prime Day, October 13th through 14th. Terms apply. Head to WFM.com/Prime Day to learn more.
The stories that have been breaking while you've been at work. This is the Larry O'Connor Show.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't know. When you hear Dan Bongino and Rush Limbaugh say, this was devastating that Trump separated Biden from the base by getting him to, publicly proclaim that he's not for the Green New Deal and socialized medicine and all this stuff. Here's the thing. Obama, our most radical president, he ran as a moderate centrist who isn't going to do anything radical. And then once he got into office,
is 146.4 yards.
For the most part. Same with Bill Clinton. When Al Gore was running. My lifelong history of watching Democrats run for office is I know they are radical at heart. I know that their party is far to the left, but when they're running for president, they pretend they're not. To me, Joe Biden was able to pretend he is not last night. Now, maybe this election will be different. Maybe this really is about the base. We'll see. Like I said. What do you think? How about Tom Chantilly? Go ahead, Tom.
The distance to the pin is 24 feet.
Hey, Larry, how you doing? Yeah, I'm been waiting so long I almost forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, long story short, I'm a huge Trump supporter, volunteered for every campaign from Reagan on up. I'm a huge political guy. I want to say one thing. I love Trump. He absolutely decimated Hillary Clinton in the debates. But last night, due to, I think, Biden's unexpected lucidness, the man was, I figured Trump was going to eat him alive in 3 minutes, and he came off with this
Tom, I was trying to talk you down off that ledge. Biden has been debating for his entire career. It's the only thing he knows how to do.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. He sounded like not as good, but he sounded like his old self.
The distance to the pin is 354 yards.
Typical liberal Democrat, but he does it well, which is one of the reasons I think Obama swayed so many people, because they spoke well. He speaks well. And Trump, as much as I love him, I'm not knocking him, I love him, and I hope to God he wins. But he was trying to explain too much too fast, I think. Yeah. And I think he wasn't able to get his point across, and Chris Wallace was knocking him down every time he got a chance.
Yes.
I think he did hit him hard on the police and on the two things that you mentioned before. He got him to step out and stick his head in that news.
93.6 yards.
It did not go as well as I thought. And
he had good moments though. Listen, and I don't think Biden won the debate by any measure. I think that Trump won it not by a lot, but I think he won it. But the problem is with style points and his approach to it. A lot of people watch these things not for content, not for information, not for policy, but for style and feel. And I don't think either of them did themselves any favor. I think Trump hurt himself, though, because he could have just knocked it out of the park.
The distance to the pin is
by interrupting and getting in Joe Biden's way so often, it had a twofold effect. It didn't allow Biden to, be the befuddled man that he was, because he kept getting interrupted. And secondly, it showed the president as interrupting him, which in the law it was fine for some times, but not as much as it was. All right, Shannon Bream next. I love Shannon Bream. So do you. She's next on WMAL.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington. Now, more than ever, depend on 105.9 FM WMAL, a Cumulus station. News now.
WMAL News at 4:30. I'm Maria Leaf. Another former Baltimore area lawmaker heading to prison.
Former Maryland State Delegate Cheryl Glenn is being taken to a federal prison up in Danbury, Connecticut to serve her 2-year sentence after being convicted of taking bribes for legislative favors. That's the prison best known from the TV show Orange is the New Black. Glenn, a Democrat who's represented parts of Baltimore for over a decade, helped create Maryland's medical marijuana industry. She was sentenced in July for taking bribes. Former Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh is serving her 3-year prison sentence in Alabama after pleading guilty to wire fraud and tax evasion. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
The Senate Judiciary Committee probing the former FBI director about crossfire hurricanes.
Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham is pressing former FBI Director James Comey on information presented to obtain surveillance warrants.
It is up to us to find out how it got off the rails, how an FBI lawyer could doctor a document.
Committee Republicans say the FBI relied on the Steele dossier, a compilation of salacious accusations collected by a former British spy. Comey says that information was only part of the reason an investigation was opened.
And it was in the main conducted in the right way, picked up by the special counsel, led to the indictment of dozens of people.
An inspector general discovered more than a dozen inaccuracies and omissions in the FBI warrant applications. On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The Justice Department and federal law enforcement officials announcing cases being filed in a multi-district healthcare fraud takedown, which involved more than $6 billion in false and fraudulent claims. Brian Rabbit is the acting assistant attorney general.
Today's announcement marks the largest amount of fraud ever charged by the Department of Justice in a single national takedown operation.
345 defendants charged across 51 federal districts, including more than 100 doctors, nurses, and other licensed medical professionals. The claims included more than $4.5 billion connected to telemedicine, more than $845 million connected to substance abuse treatment facilities or sober homes, and more than $806 million connected to other healthcare fraud and illegal opioid distribution schemes across the country. A man suspected of shooting and injuring 2 Los Angeles sheriff's deputies now in custody.
A man already arrested for carjacking and shooting has been charged with attempted murder of 2 L.A. County sheriff's deputies. 36-year-old Deontay Murray led deputies on a chase after the carjacking incident and tossed a pistol out of his car. Sheriff's officials say that gun matched the one used to shoot and injure 2 transit deputies days earlier. But reporters asked Sheriff Alex Villanueva how they could trust him after he denied the carjacking suspect was also suspected in the deputy ambush until Wednesday.
We're not going to tell you everything we suspect. We would not be doing our job. But we had no evidence at that time to tie him to anything else.
After the deputies were shot, a small group of protesters showed up at the hospital shouting that they hoped the deputies died. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Checking your money, the Dow finished the day up 329 points, the S&P 500 up 28, the NASDAQ up 82. WMAL Sports brought to you by Unbound.org. Rookie edge rusher Chase Young could miss Washington's game Sunday against the Ravens and perhaps more after suffering a groin injury last Sunday. Young, the number 2 overall pick, did not practice today. You can hear all the action between the Washington football team and the Ravens this Sunday. Our coverage here on WMAL starts at noon. WMAL traffic and weather next.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
WMAL salutes Rush.
Life is to be enjoyed. You only get one of them, and we try to get the most out of it and share our good fortune and our good moods and our good vibes.
105.9 FM.
WMAL.
For seniors, health care has never been more important than right now. As we adapt to today's challenges, Medicare Advantage is ready and able, innovating to meet seniors' needs, delivering meals and medications so seniors stay safe at home, keeping out-of-pocket costs low, using the power of telehealth to stay connected. That's why 24.4 million Americans trust their health to Medicare Advantage. Better care, better outcomes, Medicare Advantage. Visit us at bettermedicarealliance.org.
When choosing insurance, the big guys sound great until you become another member. Renaissance stays focused on dental, vision, life, and disability insurance to ensure your company's benefits stand out. Ask your broker about Renaissance or visit renaissancebenefits.com.
Save big this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, at the Mervis Diamond Fall Trunk Show, featuring diamonds, engagement rings, and wedding bands. View entire collections and meet some of the leading designers in our industry. Register online at mervisdiamond.com.
WMAL traffic and weather. Here's Ed Rodriguez in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Well, the big story right now is on the Siouxland Parkway outbound. We've got traffic at a standstill from Stanton Road down to a full closure of the parkway between Branch Avenue and Silver Hill Road for a serious crash. Inbound traffic's getting by without any problem at all. Want to take a look at 270 while I've got your attention, too. You're going to slow through the Clarksburg lane drop. And then from the top of the hill after 109 in Hyattstown up to the Monocacy River Bridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL ABC 7 Stormwatch forecast.
It is a beautiful early evening. Get out and enjoy. The air is dry, lots of sunshine until the sun goes down early, right around 6:54. And then we're going to have clear skies tonight, dropping into the 50s on your Thursday. Another great day, low 70s. Some increasing clouds later in the day, but we should be dry. I'm ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bill Kelly from the Stormwatch 7 Weather Center.
71 in Reagan National. I'm Maria Leaf on Washington's Mall, WMAL.
Now, the Larry O'Connor Show.
Right now, I'm so pleased to bring to this program one of the true good people in this business, and you can't say that about a lot of people in media. Shannon Bream, Fox News Channel. It is amazing, Shannon. I can't find anybody in D.C. to say a bad thing about you. Well, you must have pictures of everyone.
Listen, I've paid off a lot of people, Larry.
Yeah, I knew.
I'll do what I have to do.
The distance to the pin is 172.7 yards.
But most importantly, and the reason that I wanted to have a conversation with you is you've been covering the Supreme Court for quite some time now. How long has it been now that the Supreme Court's kind of been your go-to beat?
Gosh, I guess 12, 13 years now. It's flown by. I got there and knew nothing and had no contacts. It's a tough nut to crack. So it's a lot of fun to cover. I like being able to, flex my legal muscles a little bit, and it's never dull.
No, and it certainly wasn't the last time you had a confirmation hearing. That would be Brett Kavanaugh, and we know how that went. Tell us, from your perspective and based on your sources, what does Judge Amy Coney Barrett have in store for her?
You know what? I think one of the things that was so incredibly unsettling and disruptive during the Kavanaugh hearings was the public's interaction there. I mean, we have these little skyboxes over the hearing room where we can look down and see as they bring in the groups that get to come in and, sit and watch the hearings live. And it got to be like protester bingo because we'd all say, well, that one will go next, that one will go next. I mean, it was just so disruptive for days at a time to have people popping up and screaming in the middle of the hearings. I think with the pandemic, if they're going to do these in person with safety protocols in place for the senators and for the nominee and her supporters, I think that it actually may make what you see on TV and what happens in person a little less crazy. Now, outside of that, I think you're still going to have the same thing where we had senators on both sides of the aisle who needed security escorts to get to the floor to vote, people, accosting them in elevators, that whole thing. I would imagine that kind of thing is going to happen again, but I actually think the hearings themselves, because of the pandemic, silver lining, might be actually about probing the nominee where she stands on important issues.
It also, if I can tag on to that, let's not forget, during the Kavanaugh hearings, you had 3 of the senators on that committee, in Harris, Klobuchar, and Booker, who were about to announce their runs for the presidency. I mean, they were kind of trying to make a name for themselves, right? Not that a senator would grandstand or anything, Shannon, for political purposes. But that could have actually played in part to how they conducted themselves, and that's not an issue this time.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. And so all of us are going to be watching very closely the interplay between Senator Kamala Harris, who, of course, is now the vice presidential nominee on the Democratic ticket, and Judge Barrett, because Senator Harris was a very strong voice, very aggressive questioner during the last round of questions. And no, I'm not saying that because she's a female. There were aggressive male questioners, too. But I think the Democrats know they have a very careful line to walk here, really pushing Judge Barrett on how she may rule, associations they think that she's had that are questionable. I mean, they're going to give her tough questions. But I think that they know the visual of having a female senator being the one pressing her on questioning is probably better for them than an older white male senator pressing Judge Barrett on where she stands. Although it was Dianne Feinstein, the ranking member there on the Senate Judiciary Committee, who got the most attention the last time Judge Barrett was before them for her confirmation hearing to the Seventh Circuit by really pushing her on her Catholic faith and what it meant. And Senator Dick Durbin as well. So I would expect we're going to have that again, but they know how it played out last time. I think they'll be more nuanced in their questioning, but it's going to get tough.
Our guest is Shannon Bream. She, of course,
The
Fox
distance
News
to the
Channel is
pin
the
is
host of
25
Fox News at
feet.
Night, and she's been covering the Supreme Court for over a decade now. And you mentioned Judge Amy Coney Barrett's faith. And listen, you're very open about your faith. Your book, by the way, Finding the Bright Side, The Art of Chasing What Matters, is a great read. It's a wonderful memoir and inspirational. And you talk about your faith, but you talk about, you know, there are so many of us who take our faith seriously, and it is central to so much in our lives, including how we carry out our profession. And when that profession is being a judge or potentially a Supreme